Hi, I'm Dana. I'm in my 29th year of teaching, and it does somewhat feel like a rookie year. Because of fears of video and things like that, we have roped in a few of us to do our video together. So without further ado, here's the rest of us.
Hello, I'm Aubrey. This is my first year teaching. I'm teaching 6th grade science.
Hi, I'm Nayeli. This is my third year. First year I taught reading, and this is my second year doing math. So as Dana mentioned earlier, we are having difficulty just with everything this year. So even though it's my third year, I definitely feel like it's new, just because we came into it not knowing anything really. And there's been a lot of things that have been thrown onto us. So it's almost like sink or swim. And even though at times I feel like I can handle it, just because we keep adding and everything keeps changing. Every day it's almost like a learning experience. We don't know what we're gonna do. Just when we're barely starting to get the hang of things, it almost seems like we have an additional thing to kind of remember that we have to do. So I feel like it's been difficult, just having to work through all of that and having to kind of create a routine. So how do I help my students with structure if even my structure isn't really there? So I feel like that's been really difficult for me this year.
And as a first year teacher, as I hear from all my fellow teachers, first year is already hard to begin with. The comforting thing is all of my veteran teachers tell me constantly that they also feel like a first year teacher because of all of the changes. So yeah, that's comforting, but also just being a first year teacher, trying to learn my own curriculum and learning the way that the school works and classroom management and all those things. And then on top of different COVID things that change every day and different rules that are being added, it can be overwhelming.
For me, again, being at it multiple number of years, this is actually only my second in 6th geography, but this year I got to be a mentor to Aubrey. And when I say get to be a mentor, because it's a complete blessing, at the same time, when you're feeling a bit rookie yourself, it's sort of a situation of blind leading blind sometimes. And so those are the difficulties that I mean, you in your classroom, you start working on things and you think, okay, we've got 2 days under our belt that seem normal-ish, whatever the new normal is. And then we turn around and, as Nayeli said, we end up with, oh, but we need you to do attendance this way, or we need you to do lunch order this way, or we need you to do so many things that are actually non-academic, but end up being critical pieces in this new time. And so the everyday things that seem easy are now also new. And so trying to figure out, well, today, this half of the class is gone for, what's it called?
Quarantine.
Quarantine. Thank you. I should know that. But they're gone for quarantine, and they'll be out 14 days. And in our situation, we have some 35 languages in our school. And it's like 75-80% of our kids are on free or reduced lunch. We end up with things that get passed down from the district, things passed down from the State Department, things passed down from the Health Department. And then you have the normal, unfortunate things that happen of kids' lives, you know, where families split, parents don't have jobs, same as everybody else has. But somehow in the classroom, we are trying to make those connections. We are trying to understand the difficulties, and it seems to build up, and it builds up. And so you've got to figure out a way to handle those or master those things. Now, I don't even say master necessarily, but to at least take care of the collateral damage that you can, and try to make things normal, even though there is the new norm seems to be abnormality. So that's kind of where we are with it, or that's where we started with it at the beginning of the year. But we would like to go through and maybe tell you some of the things that help create a sense of progress in our groups. And so, Naomi, if we could start with you.
Of course. So, I mean, first of all, I wanted to say that the fact that we have such a close-knit group and we have that family feeling amongst ourselves, and the fact that we can communicate has really helped in just feeling better about the situation. So the fact that we communicate as teachers and we are friends and we talk to each other and we know that we are all struggling. So we're all rookies this year. It's not, none of us really know what's going on. And we've all been able to help each other for example, like in Google Classroom or technology, there's some of us that know a little bit more about it and will share with the others. And vice versa, just any other software or any other, whether it be like classroom management or just different ways of handling certain situations. I feel like we all kind of collaborate and discuss. And so I feel like that has really helped bridging that gap and just the fact that we can communicate with each other. So I definitely feel like that really has helped. And just the fact that, you know, our students now have access to technology and that they're taking home their Chromebooks. At the beginning of the year, it was a struggle trying to get assignments completed just because they didn't have access to their Chromebooks. But now that they do, I feel like that's kind of helped a little bit in the sense of just they have access to the material. And so some of us I know have tried doing videos so that the students know what they're missing. Because like Dana mentioned earlier, we do have students that have to be quarantined for a period of time, and it seems like it's hit us in different little chunks. So we don't ever really know what student is coming or if they are, or if they're not. And so just having all of that access to technology has really helped make things a little bit better. And the fact that, like I said, we do have each other to lean on. So I feel like that's definitely helped a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say probably 3 different things. One, like Favila said, talking and communicating, explaining, like, hey, I feel like this. And then it's very validating when the other teacher's like, yeah, me too. And so just talking about my struggles. 2, trying things and knowing that they may fail and that's okay, because now I know, okay, that thing doesn't work, and I try to move on to another tactic. And that also, those ideas come from watching my other teachers or talking with them about different ideas they do, and just trying to find my own teaching style by watching and talking to my fellow teachers. And the third one is just trying to balance my time, have boundaries, because there is always so much to do. And so having boundaries when I go home, you know, I'll just spend this amount of time, or I try to stay a little bit extra at school to do schoolwork, and then when I go home, like, I don't do work, because I could do work for a long time, but just really try to preserve myself so I can be there for my student and if I take care of myself, I can be a better teacher for my students. And so just really trying to focus on boundaries with all the things.
And I would like to add to that as well, as far as the social emotional side of things. And we as teachers really need to do a checkup from the neck up and not tackle things that we are not emotionally ready to or socially ready to or whatever, and make sure that we are taking care of ourselves first. There's no way that you can rescue somebody from drowning if you're in the same water. And so Naoli and Aubrey have both mentioned the close-knit group of our school. In fact, we oftentimes are referred to as a family. We refer to ourselves as that, but also outsiders do. It is, in the 29 years, this is my 5th site to be at, and I can tell you it's amazing to have that support of sisters and brothers that are in the battle together. In fact, some of us in the process of it, just to stay healthy, we will say once a month meet for a supper where we don't necessarily talk school things or anything like that, but we go out socially. And we're in a big district. We're in a district that K-12 has more than 3,000 students. So it's a fairly large district anyway. So, but we make time to make sure that we boost each other. Another thing that we did is we created a group. Our school is called North Park Elementary, but we created a group called Us at North Park, which is United Supporters at North Park. And if we want to bless somebody in some way, we simply send an anonymous gift well, it's not really anonymous because it says Us at North Park. And nobody really knows who that Us at North Park is, because everybody at North Park is a part of the Us at North Park. And so if you feel like somebody's down in the dumps, we might send them a candy bar and a nice note, and it says Us from North Park. And then everybody gets an email from that person that says, I was the lucky one today. Thank you for supporting me and loving me. And you don't know who it is, so you just assume it's everybody, and that works. And so those are just some ideas, some things that we saw small progress. But as Nayeli mentioned, academically, technology, all of that, as Aubrey mentioned, it's a critical piece to create boundaries, because if we're online teaching or hybrid teaching, or it doesn't matter, boundaries need to be made, and sometimes that's difficult when you're doing so much online, because home and online blur lines of teaching. So be sure and separate those boundaries as what we have found. And then I would say make sure that you've got some friends, and it takes a friend to be a friend, or something like that. So make sure that that's what's going on. That's what we would say, and we're healthy on our end of things, and moving forward with progress. So thank you for the opportunity. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.